to believe bigger, faster. So it was kind of like a segue from Judges into um, the book of Samuel, First Samuel, and so that was loaded because I kind of had my own sentiments about that thing. What was the thing that really got me about the book of Samuel? I was like, wait a minute, we gotta expound on that and we gotta talk about that a little bit more. And it did. It got me. It got me so bad. I believe it was. I kind of read ahead, so let me go into, was it 15? Yes. Yes. We good? Okay, cool. Okay, so what got me was, let me just kind of use this as a marker. So it says, I'll just start at 1 Samuel 15:10. Let me give me a little T. So it says, the word of the Lord came to Samuel. I regret that I have made Saul king, for he has turned his back from following me and has not performed my commandments. And Samuel was angry, and he cried to the Lord all night. And Samuel rose early to meet Saul in the morning, and it was told Samuel, Saul came to Carmel, and behold, he set up a monument for himself, and turned and passed on and went down to Gilgal. And Samuel came to Saul and said, and Samuel came to Saul, and Saul said to him, blessed be you to the Lord. I have performed the commandment of the Lord. He was proud and he was very happy. And then it says, Samuel said, what then is this bleating of sheep in my ears and the lowing of the oxen that I hear? And Saul said, go give me the remote. Go give me the remote. Okay. And Saul said, they have brought them from the Amalekites, for the people spared the best of the sheep and of the oxen to sacrifice to the Lord your God. Did y'all catch that? To sacrifice to the Lord your God. He said it once. And the rest we have devoted to destruction. Then Samuel said to Saul, stop. I will tell you what the Lord said to me this night. And he said to him, speak. And Samuel said, though you are little in your own eyes, you are not the head. Excuse me. Though you are little in your own eyes, that right there, that got me like, whoa. Hello, people. I know somebody is right on behind me. Right behind me. And let me get this child together real quick. Because one thing about a baby, they see you doing something, they see you covering your eyes, they got their little arm, their whole body weight on your arm, your shoulder, your head. No matter, it's crazy. I'll have this set to like jazz or R&B. I don't know where or how it gets to like this rock nostalgia. So, yeah, that even ate me up. Like, but it says, though you are little in your own eyes, are you not the head of the tribes of Israel? The Lord anointed you king over Israel. And the Lord sent you on a mission and said, go, devote to destruction the sinners, the Amalekites, and fight against them until they are consumed. Why then did you not obey the voice of the Lord? Why do you pounce? Why did you pounce? I know you like this one. What?
This one.
This one.
Oh, no.
Okay, hold on. It just take a little bit of time. This one? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. The one that is highlighted in yellow is going to be selected.
No.
You go on and watch that now, because I asked you, and you talking about some, yeah.
Why you do that?
Oh, why you do that?
Hey, why you do that?
So it says, why then did you not obey the voice of the Lord? Why did you pounce on the spoil and do what was evil in the sight of the Lord? So that was, mind you, last study that we had, or before last time, last week, I should say. I was going through the book of Judges and I was like, oh, these people was getting on my nerves, because every like sentence, the beginning of every sentence, like every paragraph is written, and the people of Israel did what was evil in the sight of the Lord. Non-stop. All up and through there. Like non-stop. And yeah, I was like, they get on my nerves. Like, I'm sick and tired of them. But here we are, generations later. And once again, I'll say what I said last night. When Joshua passed away, Bible study, for sure, yes. When Joshua passed away, it says that there was a generation after him, and the generations to come did not know the Lord, right? So I was getting fed up with Saul, and I'm like, what's with the disconnect? But here's the thing, like, the more that we get into like these Bible studies and we really read it as a collective story, we'll have a better understanding of what is going on. Where did these people come from? And so one day we'll get on here, and if y'all want to hop to it, totally fine. But we're going to make us like a little generational tree to understand what was going on. And because it's not written for no reason that how these people are connected and that so-and-so was this, and it's not for no reason. So we're going to get into that. So, yeah. So it says, and Saul said to Samuel, I have obeyed the voice of the Lord. I have gone on the mission on which the Lord sent me. I have brought Agag, the king of Amalek, and excuse me for mispronouncing that, but the king of Amalek, and I have devoted the Amalekites to destruction. But the people took of the spoil, sheep and oxen, the best of the things devoted to destruction, to sacrifice to the Lord your God in Gilgal. When we talk about obedience is better than sacrifice. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Y'all know me as Peace of Mind. My name is Jasmine. Obedience is better than sacrifice, okay? So then it says, and Samuel said, has the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Okay? So has the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord? I have to make a mental note because I went through the theology and understanding the difference between a burnt sacrifice and a burnt offering and a sin offering. My bad. And there is a profound difference. One, it does involve more so a temporary solution. And then another one is saying that, hey, this is something that has to be repeated. It has to be repeated. It has to be constant. Because you have to understand, when you come together for communion at church, and this is some of the things that they don't talk about at church, but it is a commitment. And we talked about this. I went to Bible school. We was going to have full on service. But I think y'all found me a church home. Yes, I was so happy. I was so happy for that. But yeah, I think I found a church home. I've been there once, and then not to get so off track, but it's just something that God kind of been working on me with. But we talked about in the Bible school, we talked about rituals, right? So yeah, so I was just like, okay, we understand what is being taken apart from rituals, and how the people reacted to that is why Jesus, they set out to kill Jesus. So yeah, not to get too sidebarred, because I kind of lost track, but it says behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to listen than the fat of rams. For rebellion is the sin of divination, and presumption is as iniquity and adultery. Because you have rejected the word of the Lord, he has also rejected you from being king. Saul said to Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandment of the Lord and your words, because I feared the people and obeyed their voice. Now therefore, please pardon my sin and return with me, that I may bow before the Lord. And Samuel said to Saul, I will not return with you, for you have rejected the word of the Lord, and the Lord has rejected you from being king over Israel. As Samuel turned to go away, Saul seized the skirt of his robe, and it tore. And Samuel said to him, the Lord has turned... Oh, goodness. Oh, why do my heart just... This ain't no easy read, y'all. This ain't no easy read. Let's just take our time with this. It says, the Lord has torn the kingdom of Israel from you this day and has given it to a neighbor of yours who is better than you. Now, mind y'all, before y'all like, oh my gosh, Samuel is so harsh. Samuel had literally begged and literally begged the Lord all night. When the Lord came to wake him up, he was crying. He was trying to really fight for Saul's behalf. So that's why he's coming across as like so harsh, because he been begging and pleading with the Lord. When someone has decided to divinely intercede on your behalf, that is not an easy feat. It's not. So he had to break it to him like that. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank y'all so much for liking the live. I really appreciate that. So he had to give it to him straight like that. Let me find my spot. And also the glory of Israel will not lie or have regret, for he is not a man that he should ever have regret. Then he said, I have sinned, yet honor me now before the elders of my people and before Israel, and return with me that I may bow before the Lord your God. He said it twice. So we can understand Saul's heart posture in this thing, because he wasn't concerned about his relationship with the Lord. He was concerned about saving face for the people. And so when God he got on me, about dealing with difficult people and still honoring space for those people in my life. And mind you, we was talking about standing on business, right? Here's the other side of that. Here's the flip side of that. For one, when you know that you're not going for that might be a little easy. But when you understand that people have issues, people come with their own baggage, then you might give them grace for their shortcomings. But God, in this moment, has revealed to you, you got to remove them. You have to remove them. Because as we're reading about Saul, it's within. It's within. Samuel even tried to intercede on his behalf. And he came to him. Because by then, this ain't no secret. He said, though you are little in your own eyes, are you not the head of the tribes of Israel? The Lord anointed you king over Israel. You are the perfect embodiment of a king. On the outside, why do you not believe it for yourself? And so just to fast forward to give this thing even further context, we all know that Saul basically took him, he tricked himself out of his spot. That was our word on yesterday. He tricked himself out of his spot because he decided that he wasn't good enough. Hello, thank you so much for joining the live. Thank you so much for the likes as well. Thank you. He tricked himself out of his spot. And it's so unfortunate. Thank you so much for the roses. It's so unfortunate that he couldn't see what he had held within. Even the fact that, and this was something that I was working through as well. Let me see if I can pull it up on here. The fact that he tore Samuel's robe and was left with that piece. That is a sign that the Lord has torn the kingdom away from him. To fast forward into him and David's interaction in the cave. And David comes to him like, look, I really could have took you out the game. But I know, and he said it to him, I think 3 times in the passage in just one paragraph. You are the anointed. I can't touch the Lord's anointed. You are anointed. He said it to him back to back to back to back. And in that interaction, he threw to him, he said, look, this was a piece of your garment. It could have been over like that. But to understand that you do not move in a heart posture of offense. You do not move in the heart posture of wanting to be, proven or liked, or just wanting to steal a position because you are so solid in your own foundation. That's something right there. That is commendable. Okay? That is commendable. So I don't know who this is for, but this right now, like, it's so amazing to me how we've been going over these 2 books. Not so much yesterday. The 360-degree leader, and Ikigai. Finding peace in life so you can live a long life. Okay? Learning how to be a good leader. And both of these books teaches you the principles of community. I love that. I love that for us. I love that for us. And so just know that God is really showing you in this season of your life, because you cannot trick yourself out of your spot. Looking at my sign back there, I said, oh, I cannot sit in this mess and be on that live. I just cannot do it. I cannot do it. And so what I realized was my issue is that some nights I get on here right at 7 o'clock. Some nights I get on here, 7:15, 7:20, 7:30. And I'm like, here's the thing. You are expecting to be here, but what are you doing to prep for it? What are you doing to prep for it? Because God is saying, you keep coming to me as if you don't know who you are. At this point, I'm getting sick and tired of you begging. I'm kind of over it. Because you're not coming with expectation to fully receive and to relationship. You're coming with a low lack mentality. Yeah, I'm kind of getting tired of it. Your heart posture, it ain't straight. It's not straight. Because one thing for certain God is showing me in this season is if you do one thing and you do all things alike. How you do one thing is how you do everything. And he has not come to play with me. Like, he's like, look, you got these big asks. Everybody that you know, they keep coming at you every single day with these things that you've never really even heard of before. It's not nothing that your family, your lineage is really used to. And this is on a daily basis. But what did your prayer say? Remember what you prayed for. Because I'm giving you every single day opportunity to seize it. No, it's not going to look like what you used to. I want you to understand, we're doing the work, we're not striving. We're not striving. We're not begging, we're not pleading. And that's why I'm so glad that the Lord had gave us this word on leadership. Because when you are a leader, when you are a king, you know what you come with. You know how to step into a thing with a different grace, a different heart posture, a different set of authority skills, a different mentality. And I meant to say mentality, but maybe mentality. You understand that. And so to be postured, to walk into a position, to honestly, what did I say? Show yourself approved. Show yourself approved for the thing. Why you acting like you a commoner? Why you acting all the way down here? Yes, you had these plans. Oh, okay. My job, I said, ooh. First day on the job, first week on the job, I'm not gonna lie. Because we laugh here, right? What was I listening to every single day? First stop, go stack my dough, and then what? Then I'm gonna stack some more. And then what? Oh my gosh. And then when God was like, not here. Yeah, I was. Feeling it in my chest. I'm like, in my little heels, boom, boom, clap. I said, yeah, this big dog coming in here. I just didn't understand at the time how big I was. And when God told me to leave, I was crying. First, I'm going to stack my... He said, girl, shut up. Shut up. Be quiet with that. Hold on,